9 Anthony Spaulding Sports Complex at 8 p.m.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winford Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Turbulence to future, I'm have to end that CVM. See it happen. We've got the love others are searching for. I'm still loving you, even though you're gone. I could have been one of the most notorious. Keep it royal. Give thanks and praise for life. Thank you very much. Go bang!
For CVM News at Noon, it's Tuesday, June 9, 2026. I'm Akeem Oret. We begin with the news that Energy Minister Darrell Vaz and his team are now reviewing a preliminary report from the Jamaica Public Service Company on the cause of last Friday's island-wide blackout. The minister confirmed the development in a statement to our newsroom this morning. Mr. Vaz also says he's aware of outages reported between yesterday and today, and officials are currently investigating those incidents.
I can confirm that I have received the preliminary report on the power outage all island last week, Friday night. It is being reviewed as I speak now, and I will have more to say on it later on today. I'm also aware of power cuts in several areas of the country as we speak. I've asked JPS for an immediate report, including the report on the outages from yesterday due to the inclement weather.
In the meantime, in a press release a short while ago, JPS says the power has been restored to the customers who were affected by this morning's outage. It said the outage was due to loss of gas supply to the South Jamaica Power Company generating units. The government says the first phase of the public passenger vehicle fare increase is 8%, but economist Keenan Faulkner argues that on some routes, commuters may be paying more due to the way fares are rounded. Speaking on Monday's edition of CVM's Lead Story, Faulkner said the rounding system could push some fares above the official increase.
When you round off those figures to $10 or the nearest $20 or anything that can be paid using existing currency without, sort of diminishing it into dollars and cents, then you're going to have an increase of more than the 8%. And that in itself is also inflationary.
As Jamaica prepares for another hurricane season, the church is calling for a greater role in national disaster response efforts. Chairman of the Jamaica Evangelical Association, Bishop Dr. Alvin Bailey, says churches are often among the first to respond when disaster strikes and should be included more formally in relief and recovery operations.
The church has been doing that and has never ever absolved itself of its responsibility to be doing that continuously. We churches are known that nobody goes to their bed hungry or in need as long as we know about it, and we extend ourselves beyond the confines of our church to the community. And we are not absolving ourselves or telling others to help us to do what we are going to do. We are asking you to allow us to partner with you to do what you ought to be doing.
To other news now, there's an appeal to motorists this afternoon to stop using flashing headlights to warn other road users about the presence of police. Police in St. Elizabeth say criminals are exploiting the practice to evade law enforcement, particularly when transporting illegal weapons or carrying out criminal activities. Meanwhile, citing the 16 road fatalities recorded in the parish since the start of the year, the police say they are intensifying traffic enforcement operations to remove dangerous and reckless drivers from the nation's roadways.
We issued over 100 tickets, seized a number of motor vehicles, and arrested a few persons. We are still going on with our enforcement to ensure that our roadway is safe. This year, since the start of this year, we have the division recorded 13 fatal collisions resulting in 16 fatalities, which is 16 lives too many. Even though we have a reduction from last year, we are still going to ensure we continue our enforcement so that we can have a further reduction.
I just want to appeal to an age-old culture in Jamaica where motorists seek to use their flashing light to indicate to other motorists the location of police along the roadway. Now this is not helping you. What it does is allow the motorists to slow or stop and wait out the police, but thereafter they continue and speed and end up kill themselves and kill other motorists. As also, these motorists sometimes are carrying weapons, preemptive weapons. And what they do, they wait us out and they pass with their weapons. And these weapons can in turn turn on your family or even you.
A Jamaican woman who lives in South Florida, United States, is now on the FBI's most wanted fraudster list. The FBI is offering a reward of up to $150,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of Elaine Esco. According to investigators, Esco is wanted in connection with the multi-million-dollar COVID-19 relief fraud scheme. Authorities say she and 5 co-defendants submitted more than 90 fraudulent applications under the U.S. Paycheck Protection Program during the pandemic. The scheme allegedly netted more than $34 million in government relief funds. Prosecutors claim the money was then moved through accounts controlled by the accused, with large cash withdrawals and other transactions unused to conceal the source of the funds. An arrest warrant was issued for Esco in May 2025 after she was charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and multiple money laundering offenses. The FBI says she failed to appear for a court hearing on June 5 last year and was last seen 2 days earlier in Palm Beach County, Florida. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is being urged to contact the FBI. The multi-million-dollar Sagicor internal fraud trial continued on Monday, during which a witness testified that one of the accused Sagicor employees reported to work to conduct transactions but did not submit the document, accounting for conducted transactions at the end of the day. The accused Malika McLeod, Tricia Moulton, Alicia Moulton-White, and Tishan Samuels are facing a 22-count indictment, including conspiracy to defraud, larceny as a servant, making unauthorized withdrawals, and various breaches of the Proceeds of Crime and the Cybercrimes Act. Crystal Williams was in court and now reports.
At the time of verification, the witness said he was acting in the role of teller supervisor. He testified that he first knew Malika McLeod as the Client Services Representative, CSR, when he first came to the Ligani branch of Sagicor in August 2018. The witness says McLeod was eventually transferred to the Manor Park branch to shoulder the duties of both the CSR and Personal Banking Officer, PBO, simultaneously. The court was told that the Manor Park branch was a sub-branch of the Ligani branch, and at the time, the court heard that they both shared the same branch manager, Tricia Moulton. The witness testified that he met Tishan Samuels as a teller when she was first assigned to the Ligani branch almost 2 years prior to the incident in 2022. He says she, as well as all tellers, reported directly to the teller supervisor, the role he was acting in at the time. He also told the court that he was introduced to Alicia Moulton-White by her sister, Sister Tricia in late 2018 based on her function as the vice president of group marketing for the Sagicor group. According to the witness, the employee's attendance register indicates the name and sign-in time of each member of the team except managers. While the witness was being asked what they should do when leaving, the defense objected. Samuels' counsel said these questions were leading the witness. As the judge dismissed the objection, the witness continued with the response to the question. When they are leaving, they need to sign out. In relation to team members being absent due to sickness or vacation, the witness explained that the assistant manager or their designate would enter into the register in the space reserved for employee signatures the reason they were absent. At the end of each workday, balances are checked for tellers and CSRs and recorded on the User Transaction Report, UTR, showing all transactions posted by that particular teller on that day, which they should stamp with the crossing stamp and sign along with all vouchers. This data comes from the T24 system. According to the witness, if there is no UTR recorded for any specific day, there is no alert to indicate that it was not done. It can, however, be retrieved from the system if they see it fit the following day. When he was asked to check for the UTR for the 29th of September 2022, he says this was one of the days he did not receive the daily mandated printed and stamped UTR for Tishan Samuels. However, the attendance register exhibit 26 of evidence showed who was present for work or not on a particular day. It was reported that Samuels was in fact present for work. The witness will continue giving evidence on Tuesday, June 9. Crystal Williams reporting for CVM News.
And we take a break here inside CVM News at Noon. Please stay with us. More when we come back.
Enjoy peace of mind in knowing that your hard-earned money is protected by the JDIC. That's right, the JDIC through the Deposit Insurance Scheme guarantees up to $1.2 million of your deposits in commercial banks, merchant banks, and building societies. This means your deposits, such as your savings and checking accounts, are covered. Rest easy, knowing that your deposits are secure. Your deposits always protected. For more information, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at JDICJAM or visit our website at www.jdic.org.
JDIC, protecting deposits for you and me.
Hey, what's up, on? Hi, I am Candy Pang.
What a guan?
What a guan?
That a guan pa.
What a guan? What a guan?
What a guan? Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m., 1:30 p.m., and 10 p.m. on CVM TV.
That's a guan pa. What a guan?
What started with 25 teams is now down to 2. It's a final of the Popeyes Challenge Cup. Jamaica's newest and boldest football competition reaches a crescendo Tuesday, June 9 at the JWN Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. This David versus Goliath matchup pits 2023 JPL champions Mount Pleasant against a surging Malines United team on the hunt for big silverware. Kickoff is at 8 p.m. only on CVM TV. It's time for a champion to be crowned. Will David slay Goliath? It's Malines United versus Mount Pleasant in the final of the Popeyes Challenge Cup at the JWN Anthony Spalding Sports Complex at 8 p.m.
Welcome back to CVM News at Noon. In early March 2023, teachers rejected the government's initial compensation restructuring offer for their ongoing wage negotiations. This led to a 4-day nationwide sick-out and protests across the island. Since then, several meetings with the Finance Ministry in seeking a satisfactory and a fair outcome has been at a slow pace. However, their frustrations have now escalated since the government's recent approval of a 16% outstanding fare increase for transport operators that was also promised in 2023. Joining us to discuss the possible impacts this fare increase will have on the ongoing wage negotiations with the ministry is JTA President Mark Malava. Good afternoon, Mr. Malava. Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to your listeners as well.
So since the government's approval of an outstanding 16% fare increase to public passenger vehicle operators, you highlighted that this will affect the long-standing negotiations between the JTA and the Finance Ministry. How so?
It will affect it from the standpoint that it has caused a great deal of anxiety amongst so remember, everything is growing, tax affairs, inflation. These prices are becoming more and more inflated as we go by. So a teacher who used to go into the supermarket with, let's say, $25,000 to purchase the very same thing, they are now have to fork up $30,000-$35,000 in some instances, just to continue to provide grocery for their household. A number of our teachers are commuters as well, and what you're seeing is, it's an additional burden on their pockets, and for us, with the price being what they are, with what the government has placed on the table so far. We believe that it has caused that level of anxiety for us to say to the government, that it is going to impact the negotiations in a significant way.
But do you believe the teachers are given the same level of commitment as this ongoing issue has been awaiting the government's approval around the same time as taxi operators were promised a fare increase?
Well, I mean, that is an issue in and of itself. From where we sit, the picture has changed for us or has been modified for us. Because at the end of the day, it is going to affect the teachers' bottom dollar. Because the reality is this, that teachers are not only, taking themselves to work, but they do have students, they do have other household members that they have to cater to. And it is also going to cost them.
So in a recent teachers forum, Mr. Malava, you outlined that the last claims in your meeting with the ministry were not met with a favorable response. Can you tell us what was their response and how do you plan on achieving fair treatment for the teachers going forward?
Well, I'm not sure I understand the question. You're talking in respect to our list of claims?
Yes.
Okay, so where we are in terms of the list of claims, we have gotten a response from the government. We are awaiting an updated response. The government had promised us an updated response by May 20th. They subsequently asked for that to be pushed back by about a week, and that would have been last week, and we still have not gotten an updated offer from the government as yet. That in and of itself is causing some level of anxiety amongst our teachers. Our teachers are anxious to have the negotiations wrapped up so that we can get back to the business of teaching and learning within our institutions. And it will also enable the teachers to plan properly for the year ahead. We have made some compromises. I mean, it's the cut and thrust of negotiations, but we continue to maintain that the teachers must be paid a salary in keeping with their value and their worth. When you look at data coming out of the Caribbean, for example, our teachers are amongst the lowest paid in the Caribbean. That cannot hold within the context of social justice. And we are saying that, whilst we recognize that sacrifices have to be made, it can't be one-sided.
So teachers have expressed time after time that they have reached their limits and no longer willing to wait. What are some of the recent challenges teachers have expressed following the rising inflation combined with the increased cost in taxi fares and their salaries at a standstill?
I mean, the inability to make ends meet, and this does affect teacher morale. Really, I've often said it that Maslow's hierarchy of needs come before Bloom's taxonomy. And what that means for us is that youth will operate at his or her optimal level when their basic needs of food, clothing, and shelter are not being met. Yesterday we had a forum that was entitled Go Public Fund Education. A critical component of that is how do you pay teachers a competitive salary that will cause them to pause and want to stay in the country and make their contribution to national development. The reality is that are being offered to our nation's teachers are woefully inadequate, and our teachers have been shouldering a lot in terms of the education system. Many of our teachers, particularly in the western part of the island, have had to turn up and show, notwithstanding the disruption that